So, good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Trust we have a nice day. So, one of the things I want to just explain, a very quick one, it's how to identify the market trends. So, in forex, you have there's three ways that you could see the market. First, you have your uptrend, you have your downtrend, then you have your range. So now I'll explain in use diagram as we usually do. We use diagram when you want to get some more sense of of understanding. In your leisure time, you could check the chart and see what you're saying, is it true or false. So one thing I want to say is that understanding each trend of the market gives you an advantage in the market. So for instance, if I see an uptrend market, what am I looking for? When you say uptrend market, yes, you are just your whole goal is to buy. When you're seeing a downtrend market, your goal is to sell. When you're seeing a range market, do not trade. Just simple conflicts. So one of the things I love to do is to keep everything I'm doing really simple. You understand? So now, and downtrend, uptrend markets. So what we're going to see in an uptrend market is something like this. I want you to pay close attention because we'll be seeing something like this in an uptrend market. Something like this. The market will give us reforming, clearing. If we clearing, the market will be clearing highs consistently. So now, once I want you to know that this is what you'll be seeing in the market. Something like this. This. Something like this. So I'm saying both for your higher time frame and your lower time frame, one of the things you'll be seeing is something like this, things like this. So the market will come, clears. Just the goal of the market is to clear a high. And one of the things I want to say is that understand that the market will always retest 90% of its origin, and I will explain in just a few minutes. I'll explain that. So now this is what we'll be seeing stuff like this, seeing stuff like you've seen the market doing something like this. Yeah, seeing the market doing something like this. So now this for the uptrend. Why is the market doing something like this? Why is that the market is doing something like this? So now let me explain myself. Okay. So now we have the market giving us, we have a push upward, clearing this high. This is a high, this is a high, this is a high, our higher high, another higher high. So now when we have an uptrend, this when the market continues to clear our high, our previous high, clear our previous high, clear our previous high, we have an uptrend market. When it clears our previous high, we call this a break of structure. Yes, these points. Let me mark this point for you. Let me mark the point of break of structure for you. You see when the market clears this point, we have a break of structure. We call it a break of structure upward. Yes, when the market consistently, clears our previous high, we have a break of structure upward. So I want you to understand that when you see the market clears our previous high, one of the things you know that yes, that is a break of structure. The market is breaking structure upward. You see, this is another break of structure. Market clears our previous high. You can see the market clears our previous high. It's another break of structure upward. It's another break of structure upward, signifying that this trend, this market structure is an uptrend. Okay, so like that, begin to see the market clear structure. It clears our previous high. Our previous high giving us a break of structure. And one thing I want to say is that here is it. Market clears this high, clears this high, the price clears this high. So we have a break of structure. This also high. Market clears it. We have a break of structure. This high also, the market clears it. We have a break of structure. So one thing I want to say is that market will always retest 90% of what our origin. Now, this is the origin that causes break of structure. This is the origin. So when price break the structure, when price break, they clear this previous high, definitely price will definitely retest 90% of our origin, which is this. Price retest this zone. I want you to pay attention. Price will definitely retest our zone. This zone, price is going to retest this zone. It's going to retest this zone. Yes, you see, price will retest this zone. Once retest this zone. So these origins, price will keep retesting them. Okay, price must retest your origin 90%. Price will retest 90% of your origin. Okay, that is what gives you a clear direction of the market. So this will happen in uptrend. Break of structure upward, break of structure upward, break of structure upward. See that, just understand that is how the market is going to do its thing. Market to continue breaking structure consistently upward, like clearing the previous high. Now this previous high is being cleared, the previous high is being cleared, the previous high is being cleared. This signifies that okay, the market I'm in as an uptrend. So now let's shift focus. So now what will happen when we have a downtrend market? So quickly, a downtrend market just like an opposite, just like the opposite of an uptrend market. So in that market, one of the things you see is markets will continue breaking structure downward. Okay, this one, the market is breaking structure upward, but for a downtrend market, now the market will continue breaking structure downward. So the market will give us something like this. Definitely see something like this. Begin to see something like this. Market break structure downward. You see something like this. You see something like this. Begin to see something like this. Market clear structure downward. So the interesting part is your ability to spot out break of structure, your ability to spot them out. If you could just spot them out, understanding the general, it gives you that, like, the advantage how much it makes you spot out the general bias of the trend itself, especially when you're doing it from a higher time frame. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. When you're spotting your structure or you're spotting the general direction of your market from a higher time frame, it makes you make clearer decision when it comes to your lower time frame. Because one of the things is forex is that your ability to align what is happening in your external time frame with what is happening in your internal time frame, or should I say your internal structure, gives you an advantage in the market. So if your ability to align what is happening in your higher time frames to align them with what is happening in your lower time frame, that is what gives you advantage in the market most of the times. The other things that give you advantage in the market, things like your confluences, your risks to reward, like little things though. But the major things is that you doing your analysis and you trusting, having confidence in your analysis. So now we have a break of structure downward. See it, a break of structure downward. Can you see? A break of structure downward here. A break of structure downward. Can you see it? You have a break of structure downward here. This is it. Then a break of structure again downward. So now we'll see that the markets continue clearing our lower lows. So now understand that in the first example we had, market was clearing our higher high, was clearing our highs. But now in the downtrend market, the market is not clearing your highs, it will be clearing your lows. So understand that the market will be clearing your lows. In this kind of market, it will be clearing your lows. So understand that this is just two different examples, but kind of similar. So now in this market, the price will be clearing this low. Price clears this low, push downward, clear this low, push downward, clear this low, push downward. I said something. Price must definitely retest 90% of your origin. So you see the origin that caused this break of structure is this zone, and price definitely retest it. 90% of that origin, price retest it and continue, gives us another break of structure, clearing this low again, clearing is low again, then we see price still retests 90% of this our origin. Price definitely retest it and push down. So this is how you understand uptrend, you downtrend, and let us go to our range. So one of the things I will say before we go to our range is that understand this, pay attention to this. When it comes to range markets, please understand that you get so careful when you see range. One of the things the market does is that when the market is ranging, I believe the market is gathering liquidity. Yes, because when the market is not having direction, we are all you can make should I say mistakes out of maybe fear. Yeah, you could take a trade maybe out of assumption. Let me use that word, assumption, not even fear. You could take trade out of assumption. So for instance, now let's say the market is consolidating. The market is doing something like this. So now let's say the market is doing something like this. The market is consolidating. So when we say the market is consolidating, it's just that the market is moving in a particular direction without the market is moving in a particular should I say a zigzag form without giving us a clear direction of what the market is doing. So for instance, we have something like this. We have the market doing something like this. Markets did not break above that's protected zone, and still did not break above the other zone downward. So understand something, markets did not break above this zone. Yes, above this zone. Good. So understand, markets refuse to break above these two zones, our support and resistance. Markets refuse to break up, just ranging. It was ranging within, so to touch the support zone, to come back and touch resistance. In the time of market is doing, you to touch the support zone, to just come back and touch resistance zone without giving us clear direction of the market. So in this kind of market, you have to patiently wait. You understand? You have to patiently wait to see what the market is going to do. So you don't have to. Some people just feel like, oh, I've seen what the market is doing, so the market tap here. Let me show you something. So most traders will be like, oh, I've seen what the market is doing. There are some traders that actually trade support and resistance zone, but be careful. As beginners, let's be careful. So people like, okay, I've seen what the market is doing. The market is just tapping. When it gets to this point, the market is going to sell. When it gets to this point, the market is going to buy. When it gets to this point, the market is going to sell. When it gets to this point, the market is going to buy. Be careful. Be very careful, because the market can do anything. So understand this, that this market is not giving a clear direction. There is no clear direction to this market. Understand? There is no clear direction to this market. So the market can, except the only time you could decide to trade this is when the market does something like this. For instance, the market now break structure. It breaks the resistance zone. Now the market has given you a clue that, okay, now I'm now moving to an uptrend. Why? Because at this zone we have a break of structure. If you see, we have a break of structure. So the market has given us a clear direction, but still under this, please understand that this market is ranging. Okay, understand that this market is ranging. So I just want us to get this and get it right. Okay, get this and get it right. So this is how we spot a ranging market. The market begins to consolidate at a particular zone, not giving us a clear direction. That's a ranging market. And when the markets, so now let's recap. When we have our break of structure upward, when the market is clearing the previous high, we have like consistent market price consistently breaks our highs or previous highs. We call that an uptrend. When price consistently breaks our protected lows consistently, we call that a downtrend. When we have the market ranging at a particular zone, we call that a range trend. To understand, uptrend is when the market continues to clears out your protected high or your previous high. You call them an uptrend. When price consistently breaks your protected low or your lows, you call them what? A downtrend. And when the price begins to range at, when it begins to consolidate at a spot, you call them a range. So understand this. So for now, I call it a day. So just understand how it goes. View the markets, just see it like something you could apply to your day-to-day interactions, and for it to become something great to you. So learning is the main key. Learn, acquire the skill, not for the money first. Okay, let the money come later. So see you on the next video. Thank you so much.